Hi, how are you? Look at this surface, y'all. You know that I love interchangeable stuff. Period. End of story. Love it. Okay, so I'm going to show you our brand new hoop frame. Okay, it comes completely apart, so you can buy separate pieces for this. So you can absolutely do this for every season if you like. Okay, so I'm going to show you really cute little fall design here. Let's see if I can get my life together. Oh gosh. Hi Alma, hi Joni, welcome. Hi Kathy, how are you ladies? I just dropped my ribbon. Let me see if I can reach it. Hi Shirley, how are ya? Welcome. Thank you. Uh-oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hide that. Oh gosh, undo. My goodness. Thank you for sharing. I think I just hid my own stupid comment, y'all. I don't know what I did, but... All right. Okay. Hi, Anita. How are you? Okay, keyword is pumpkin. Oh, I commented it twice. The comments are coming too quickly for me to... There. My goodness. Okay, so... This is the hoop frame, or hoop round, okay? And as you can see on the back, it's got some hardware. So this thing, you just slide up this top part, okay? It has those little holes like that, and some little screws that fit into the holes, okay? Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Becky. Hi, Deborah. Hi, Sandra. Welcome. And then on the back of this part, the bottom part, it has some little hooks that you just pop it right out. Super easy, right? And then, oh God, I'm going to beat myself in the face with it. That's our hoop, okay? So I'm going to just set that for now. And I love this wood, okay? Like I said, you can get interchangeable or new pieces for this, okay? So you don't have to keep the same design. It can be reusable. You can just store these pieces and keep the hoop separate. So I have a baby wipe here and just some brown paint. And I just want to stain this a little bit darker. Okay, I don't want to like paint it, but I'm going to stain both of these pieces just a little bit more than they are currently, okay? So a baby wipe works perfect for this with just regular acrylic paint. You can also use paste to get the same kind of effect. Okay, without stain and without the smelly stain is, ugh. Okay, so, and then the more that you spread that baby wipe around, the more it'll kind of rub in. Okay, so check this out. That was the original, and now I have a little bit darker stain, okay? I'm going to do this one too. Just using the lid. Yes, this is one of the new surfaces that just launched. And if you comment the keyword pumpkin, you'll get the link to get this and the transfer I'm going to use tonight on sale. Okay, the transfer's on sale. But this thing is awesome, okay? And it is really cool. Plus, you can get refillable pieces of wood for it. So just think, you could do a Halloween, you could do a fall, and then Christmas, and then move right into spring, or even go Christmas to winter if you want. Go into spring and then summer, and think of all the things you can do with this one hoop, and just change out the wood pieces. All right. I think that stain looks pretty good. Y'all, that's pretty darn good for an acrylic paint. I love it. Okay, and I love that it's two pieces too. So you can really choose exactly how you're gonna use this thing, okay? I'm gonna clean my hands off because I've got paint all over me now. All right, so we are gonna wax this, and we're just gonna use this middle piece for our design. Hi, Sue. How are you? Oh, my gosh. You need to go check it out, Anita. You're going to freak. I'll send you a link if you want me to of all the new stuff. But there's tons of new holiday stuff. I almost said Halloween. Not Halloween, but holiday stuff. And right now, through the end of the month, there are some autumn designs that are retired that have come back just for the last like 2 weeks of the month. On sale, 50% off. Okay, so this is the transfer we're going to use. This is Autumn Sayings. It's one of 4 designs, okay? There are 4 different ones. One of them I love so much too. It says Gather and Gobble. Oh my gosh, I love it. And then there's several of them. Okay, I don't think I really need to fuzz this. I've used this transfer so many times, it's not even that sticky anymore. Yeah, you do need to. Okay, so we're going to plop this thing right in the middle, hopefully. And we're going to push it down really, really well, okay? I need to buy another one of these, I think, for myself. Okay, push it down really good. Make sure that you have a nice seal, okay? And mine is kind of struggling there on the end. That's okay, we'll make it work. All right, and I'm gonna use my little tiny mini squeegee that I cut in half because I still have not brought my tools in here, even though they're clean. They're sitting on my kitchen counter. And I'm just using bright white paste, okay? Nothing super fancy here, just regular white paste. And I think it's going to look awesome on this brown background. So I love this transfer so much. Whenever I first saw it, my mom still calls me Pumpkin. And so anytime I see anything that says pumpkin on it, I need it in my life. And I've got a 4th of July door hanger on my front door right now, and I've got to change it out. It's so faded. And it's ready. It's one of those ones that's made out of like wood flowers, and it's so pretty, but it's been on there since like, basically since we moved into this house. And the sun has kind of bleached it out, and I've been thinking about it lately that I really need to make something new for my door. So I'm hoping that this turns out awesome so that I can switch it out with this. All right, that is that, okay? Super easy, y'all. Nothing to it. Hi, Lisa, how are you? Okay, so now I pulled out, oh man, my nose is itching. A bunch of different ribbons, okay? I have like this huge ribbon stash in there, in my closet in there, and I crawled in there, literally had to crawl over things. This room is a nightmare. Okay, I tell you. Hi, Judy. How are you, love? Hi, Kathy. Thank you, Kathy. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, my room is a mess. Okay, I basically just dump. It's like a dumping ground, I swear. Looking at it from this spot that I'm sitting in is terrible. Okay, and I really want to do something about it, but then whenever I have the time to do something about it, I really don't have the energy or like motivation. So I really need like a professional organizer to just come over here and fix it up. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make, I've got 5 different kinds of ribbon here, okay? So I'm gonna cut like, I don't know, this is probably, I think this is like 19 inches, okay? About, yep, right at 19 inches. I'm gonna cut some strips of ribbon in all different of these colors. Some of these are Dollar Tree. This orange one that I just cut a second ago is Dollar Tree. This one is 2. And I'm hoping, yes, I had the perfect measurement to have 2 of those. Okay, and then I have this other one from Hoblob. I always buy ribbon. I always, everywhere I go, I buy ribbon, even if it's not the current season. And if it's on sale, I buy extra. Hi, Jennifer, welcome. I am in Texas. Thank you for joining me. Happy to see you here. But yeah, everywhere I go, I buy ribbon. And then I throw it in that thing that I have in there. I actually got these stacking drawers I ordered them from the container store not too long ago. And as I was digging through the ribbon a few minutes ago, I was actually throwing some of it in the different bins. I figured I could buy 4 of them to start and use them like by season. Okay. Mine is a horrible nightmare mess. It is so bad in here. And I just keep on bringing stuff in and not doing anything with it when I do bring it in. And so it just gets worse. And then I have no motivation to clean it up. And so then it just gets worse. And I mean, I've piled stuff up against the door, near the doorway to where there's just a walkway. It looks like a hoarder lives in this room. A craft supply hoarder, which I am. That's me. I mean, I have so much chalk stuff. I need to go through it and do another live sale because I'm sure I have stuff that's not available anymore that you guys would probably love, but I haven't done anything. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I cut 2 strips of each of these, okay? So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take each piece and I'm gonna fold it in half like that and scrunch. Oh, you know what? Let me trim my tails first before I go on. Hi, Brandy. How are you? Welcome. I am in Texas currently. Thank you so much for joining me. I actually moved here from right outside of Nashville, Tennessee, back in April. Me and my boyfriend came back to Texas to be near our family. And we just got back here. And I'm sure missing the weather up there. So I'm sure you're having a wonderful, nice, cool night tonight. Meanwhile, here, it was like in the 80s today, which was great. Very unusual, but it's probably too hot to even go sit outside, which makes me sad because that is one thing that I really miss is being able to sit outside in Tennessee and not just roast or die from the humidity. You know? So, I'm jealous. Tennessee will always have a place in my little heart. Me and Chris were talking about that the other day, and he told me that he felt the same way. And y'all, it takes a lot for me not to cry about it. And you know, I didn't have really many friends there. I did have a few friends. Sandra's there. My other friend Rachel's there. And my friend Logan. I know. It's so pretty. I sure miss it, but I swear I miss it so much. If I could just transplant the weather to Texas or have my entire family, including my extended family, move up there, then I would be happy as a clam. And I think they would be too because it's so pretty and nice. All right. Anywho, just cutting the tails, and then we're going to make a super easy bow, okay? If I can not slobber on myself. Okay, back to this. We're going to make a little loop and then scrunch, okay? Then we're going to take another piece, and I'm just realizing I didn't cut 2 of these, so I do want 2 of these. Sorry, y'all. Hold on. I meant to. God, I love this color. I should have got more of these. This one is from Dollar Tree, I think. I need to go back. I got this probably last year, but it's such a pretty, like rusty burnt orange. I love it. Okay. Hopefully my keyword's gonna work tonight. Sometimes it doesn't. There it goes. Perfect. Yeah, I bet, Judy. I don't know that I'd be happy in an apartment again. It's been so long since I've lived in an apartment. Okay, so now I'm going to take my second loop and I'm just going to put it next to that one. And my third. Okay. And all my loops, I'm just going to put them together. You know what? I need to separate some of these burlaps. Okay. And even the small ribbon works great on this one, or hope it will. I am using wired ribbon, of course. I prefer, with these kind of bows, to use a wired ribbon. Now, I'm going to probably start putting some to the sides. And all I'm doing is just keeping them scrunched, okay? Like a bouquet of ribbons. Okay, just like that. And then I have my little zip ties. I'm going to attempt to zip tie this together, and it is a pretty big bundle of ribbons. So I don't know, let me see. I think I have bigger zip ties in here. Oh, I'm a mess. Even this drawer is a nightmare, okay? When I moved, the movers just took this. No, I do not. Darn it. They took this and they taped the drawer shut and flipped it on its side. Luckily, I had taken my paste out of it, or else my paste would have been trapped in there. Well, welcome, Diana. So happy to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me. Okay. I don't know if this will work, but I wonder if I can lock this together. I think I can. Yep. Added two together, make it a little longer, and then zip tie it, okay? And pull it tight, real tight. All right. And then I'm gonna just use my little wire cutter thing that I stole out of Chris's toolbox and give each of those little tails a snip, okay? So that my tails aren't hanging off. And then I'm gonna come up here and I'm gonna kind of poof these out a little bit. Now, I'm probably gonna have to poof them again once I get this thing put on. But then I also wanna take the bottom part and I'm gonna flatten it, okay? So that, and I wanna turn any that are not right side up, turn them the correct way so that you see the pretty side of the ribbon. These are about 19 inches long, okay, for a bigger bow. You can do whatever length you want. I sometimes do a shorter, but it'll be a much smaller bow. So I wanted a kind of dramatic bow. I found myself to be a little dramatic most of the time. So I would definitely wanted this a little bigger, okay? But you just want to get that to where it's flattened out and where all of your tails are facing the right way up, okay? Just like that. And I'm going to try and, that's not going to work. I was going to try and separate those two so that the two colors weren't right next to each other. But that way, you have your tails kind of sticking out from the bottom, okay? And then you can just rearrange it. So here's what I'm thinking. I think this is probably dry, but I'm just going to give it a little dry, make sure that it is good. It's nice, right? Super easy too. And I always saw people make these kind of bows. I never saw them make them, but I always see these kind of bows and I'm like, oh, I could never. And then I saw my friend do it one time and I'm like, why is that so easy? So then I started making them and I love this kind of bow now. All right, so first things first, here's our ring for the hoop, right? So we're gonna put the bottom piece on first and it just slides in, okay? And then locks in place like that, okay? So those little things just go around the hoop. And then I might have to turn this to be able to see it, but this has a little slot for that little screw to pop into, and then ta-da, you have your little hoop hanging, okay? That's it. Easy peasy. Now, here's what I'm thinking, okay? So I want to make this interchangeable. Hi, Marie. Thank you for sharing for me. I appreciate you. All right, so here's what I want to do. Now, I don't know if this is going to work because I haven't actually tried this yet. But I have these little tiny zip ties. These are like 4 inches long, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to attach this right here to the back with zip ties, okay? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and try to get to the base. Now, like I said, I don't know if this is going to work. Hi, Brooke. But we're going to try it. If it doesn't work, I will glue it on here. But I don't really want to because I want to reuse this if I can. You know what? We're going to make a longer zip tie again because, good Lord. Just a little longer, okay? So I'm going to go around a couple of these pieces and I'm going to try and get it to the base of the bow. And we're going to have to do this on a couple of these. Now, who knows if this is going to work or not? I don't know. I hope it will. It's going to be super easy, I pray. Now, I have luckily I have a ton of these. So if you don't have some of these little 4-inch zip ties, highly recommend that you get some. They're awesome for bows. Hi, Anita. How are you, love? Welcome. They're so great for bows, y'all. No more trying to wrap a wire or tie a knot or any of that silly stuff, okay? Just get that in there. And try to make it really tight, okay? Around there. Now, I might have to glue it. Yeah, and I think I will. I'll glue it a little bit to this, just to the wood, okay? Because the wood is interchangeable. That's the great thing about this surface. Now, I'm going to trim these because they're poking out. But that way, it's secured to the wire. It's not covering my words. And it's going to look cute whenever I unsmush it because I have smushed the crud out of it at this point. Okay? All right, so don't mind my bow looking all crazy right now, okay? So I am going to add just a little bit of glue right here to bring my little bow to where it will actually sit here and be front and center, okay? And you can actually kind of bring part of that part forward too. So I'm gonna just glue part of the actual bow there too, so that it kind of, my gosh. Let me see if I can. I need one of those, like, I see some ladies with like a stick on, with, I don't know, like a eraser on the end of it or whatever to push down glue. That's what I need because I don't know where my little finger thing went. Okay. But a multi-tool will also work apparently too for that. Keep from burning your fingers off, okay? So now let's see if I can fluff this bad boy up some. My goodness. That is covering my word hello just a little bit. Yeah, I know. I don't know where my little finger protector is. Who knows? It's around here somewhere. It's probably in this cup over here that's full of nonsense that I never look through. I'm telling you, this room's a hot mess, okay? This whole production is a hot mess. So if you're here, thank God for you, because I am a mess. Okay. That is not too shabby, friends. Okay. I also have strings everywhere, so let me kind of dispose of some of those. Okay. Goodness gracious. Hi, Joanne. How are you? You're in Tennessee. Yay. I'm so happy to hear that for you. I miss it. Okay. So I also have these little flowers, these burlap flowers. I got these on Amazon, y'all. And I love them. Okay. I'm obsessed with them. And I thought, why not use some of them here? And I could actually make it reusable with these flowers. So like I could reuse the part with the flowers on it if I just do flowers down here. I'm telling you, I'm trying to save you on your home decor needs. And I really am loving this. I think it's going to be perfect for my front door. I'm not sure if I really want to have that one go up there. Yeah, I think I'm gonna. So I sure love these flowers. I got them on Amazon. They are in my Amazon list. Whenever you comment the word pumpkin, you will get a link also to my Amazon storefront where you can see all of the stuff that I love so much. And those flowers are on there. So y'all, this is super duper easy. Okay. You don't have to be a bow maker. I'm certainly not a bow maker. Okay. Look how kind of janky that looks in the back right here. Look, I didn't even trim. Oh yeah, I guess I did. Okay. But I mean, that works perfect. You can change out this wooden thing. Okay. Make a different surface once fall is over, or keep this forever and buy a new one. I don't care. It's up to you. But look how perfect that is. I mean, seriously. Super cute. Perfect for my front door to bring in fall. I'm so ready for it to cool off a little bit. Isn't it great? Hi, Melanie. How are you, love? Welcome. Anywho, that's what I have for y'all tonight. So make sure that you comment pumpkin. Go check out these autumn designs that are retired and probably won't come back again. Okay, for any time soon. I have no idea when they'll come back, but they're 50% off right now. Okay? Look, isn't that cute? And that's a decent bow too. It's not too shabby, I don't think. So, love you guys. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow.